Hello guys, and welcome to today's video. So for the video today, I'm actually gonna do something slightly different. I've been thinking of actually making like this series for the channel, the series to essentially advise people completely in my own opinion, like weapons that you should probably be grinding for, weapons you should probably have in your arsenal, have in your vault, weapons that might come in useful in some activity, even maybe all your activities that you like to do. But I'll make sure in terms of this series, it will be weapons that I have farmed for, the god rolls that I've farmed for, used, and can actually advise from my personal experience. Again, this is completely my opinion. You can choose to agree or choose to disagree. That is completely your decision. So these weapons that I choose to essentially show you and advise people to go after and farm for, it's completely up to you to choose to do so or not. But I wouldn't put it here if I don't feel strongly about it. So to start off this series, I'm gonna essentially show you guys a grenade launcher that I've essentially used for quite a while. I've farmed for about 2 seasons before I finally got my god roll, and there is different god rolls that I will show you that you can go for depending on your taste in grenade launchers. But yeah, let's just get into it and you guys can actually see. Okay, so the grenade launcher we're going to be going for this, like today, it's going to be the Truthteller. Now, in terms of the Truthteller, I feel like a lot of people do not know about this weapon due to the fact that the salvo is actually getting a lot more attention in terms of like weapons to use. I'm not really sure why most people gravitate more to the salvo. Maybe because of the chain reaction in terms of killing ads with that. And to be honest, it does have pretty good perks. But what I feel is completely like forgotten between the two grenade launchers. One, salvo always roll with this perk, meaning you cannot choose anything to fit your playstyle. If you doesn't roll on the salvo, you cannot get it. The perk collection is actually quite good, but mainly it doesn't have the one thing that most grenade launchers should always have, which is the blind perk. Now, if you check my god roll, the reason why I choose to show this, and as you can see, I've used this for quite a while, is this perk, this magazine perk, the grenade blind perk. Like, what you need to know about the blind grenade launcher is to essentially any target that is not a champion or not a boss can be blinded by you. Now, the one thing people also don't know, well, most people do not know, is the blind works without you having to actually hit the target. So what most people don't actually get about grenade launchers is you can hold on to your left click and release it when your bullet, shall I say, is near the target you wanted to hit, and by releasing it, it will explode mid-air, allowing you to blind multiple targets at the same time. Obviously, if you still hit the target, it will blind the target and everything close to the target, allowing you to blind multiple targets at the same time. So what I tend to use this grenade launcher for is essentially to maintain ad control in any activity that I am doing. I use it for strikes, I use it for raids, I use it for gambit, pretty much anytime I can rock a grenade launcher of any type, I will rock my Truthteller. Like, I've tried the salvo, but the one thing that the salvo cannot do is keep me blind. Like, blinding grenade launcher is one of the greatest like perk that I feel like is being slapped on a lot in Destiny. And if you don't want blind, or you don't want my roll, there's different rolls that can roll, because just like the salvo, you can always roll the spike grenade, allowing you to essentially do your spike. You can do auto loading, which is another perk that can now roll on the salvo, and quick draw. This is another god roll. This is a roll that you can essentially use to focus on mid-tier ads, put on your major spec. Essentially any yellow bar in the area, you can essentially just delete with your grenade launcher. I also have the spike in terms of demolitionist. That'll probably be a better spike in terms of demolitionist, because I feel like demolitionist is a perk you always want to have in your toolkit. If you check pretty much most of my build videos, in terms of like grenade builds videos, I always rock my my grenade launcher build. I always rock this Truthteller, because the fact that I can blind multiple targets and just destroy loads of targets at the same time with a grenade launcher that has demolitionist on it, and the fact that I can just put it away whenever I just shoot, allows me to maintain control of whatever activity I am out. It's essentially pull it out, shoot, and put it away. So if you compare it to the salvo, the fact that they're both lightweight frames, which means you're not losing out on the perk in terms of like you're holding down the trigger to detonate by choice. Velocity, it wins. Handling, my handling could go up if I choose to get one with handling instead of blast radius, but I like having blast radius because that goes into my blind to essentially get more targets compared to normal. Obviously, I will say salvo wins in one scenario, which is the ambition assassin. Ambition assassin is one of the only perk on top of Volpole, one of the only perk. Those two perks are the only perks that Truthteller cannot roll, because Ambition Assassin was the only perk that was on a different grenade launcher, if I can remember. The one that you can only get by doing the Lake of Shadow strike. The Birthright. Birthright? Yeah, Birthright. Like, this perk has not shown up on any other grenade launcher apart from the salvo, which saddens me in a way, because like if I could get a blind with Ambition Assassin and Demolitionist, I feel like this gun will truly peak in perfection. Now, ways to farm for the Truthteller. If you are interested in this grenade launcher and you want to farm for it, I would advise you to use your armour engram. Use your armour engram in the helm to essentially get it out of complete RNG. Because it is in the world pool right now, it means Banshee also will give it to you. So depending on which route you choose to follow, you can get yourself a god roll Truthteller. Hopefully this video was helpful. I will go through different weapons as I produce more and more of this series. One weapon I do want to go over as well is the Seraph hand cannon at some point. But thank you guys for listening, I will give you guys a mini clip of this grenade launcher in action, and I hope to see you guys in the next one.
Name hot in these streets, no Tabasco. But I'm so stuck, that's a fact, yo. And if you think I'm frontin', you can run it back, yo. Go run it back. You know that I run it.